I was a man. I ate, I slept, I feared, I aged. I watched people work until their bodies failed and call it duty. I watched obedience praised while suffering was treated as virtue. I spoke because I could not stay silent and still live with myself. I said slavery was not order. I said domination was not righteousness. I said no one had the right to own another human life. For that, I was killed. What I did not expect, what turns whatever is left of me in the ground, is what was done after. They took my name and used it to protect the very thing I opposed. They turned me into something untouchable so that no one would dare continue the argument where I left off. They made me divine so that no living person could challenge the world as I had. Once I was raised above humanity, humanity was told to kneel again. They gathered every objection ever spoken against slavery, moral, political, human, and sealed them inside Scripture. Not to free people, but to contain them. Every question was allowed to be asked, as long as the answer led back to patience, obedience, endurance. And then they said my name over the chains. They said slavery was acceptable because it existed in a fallen world. They said obedience was holy because authority was ordained. They said suffering was meaningful because I had suffered. They said freedom could wait because justice would come later. They used my death to excuse endless submission. Do you understand what that means? They turned my resistance into a tool. They turned my defiance into doctrine. They turned my refusal into ritual. If my name is spoken to tell a person to accept bondage, then it is being used as a lie. If my story is used to make exploitation seem righteous, then it has been inverted. If my words are used to calm the enslaved instead of confronting the enslaver, then they are no longer my words. I did not speak so that people would wait for justice. I spoke because injustice was happening then. I did not die so that suffering would become sacred. I died because power cannot tolerate truth spoken plainly. And if my name now serves power more than it serves the oppressed, then it has been stolen. Let this be clear. If my name protects slavery, it condemns those who use it. If my name silences resistance, it stands against everything I said. If my name teaches obedience to cruelty, it has nothing to do with me. I was just a man, but I was not wrong. And every time someone says this is not freedom, my voice was never needed to replace theirs. It was only ever meant to remind them they were allowed to speak.